Hey there guys, back today with a very useful alternate picking workout that will help you immensely only if you go back and review my fast picking video series, and you will realize what you have to do in order to practice all these picking exercises to your benefit. Okay, so the concept here is simple. You want to practice alternate picking, you want to practice learning your CAGED shapes, you want to practice learning all your chord shapes and arpeggio shapes that lie inside those CAGED system dots. So there is a way to do all of that at the same time. What you need to do is this. Let's, for example, say you want to practice your major scale shapes. Okay, let's say we want the D major. First thing we do before we play each shape, arpeggio and things like that, we want to put our fingers in the position of the shape and just play all, if not all, at least many of our finger independence exercises. If you remember correctly, there are 24 finger combinations. We've showed them in our finger independence video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3, and things like that. There are many of them to choose until you reach all 24. So what we are going to do here, we are take one, just pick one, doesn't matter which. For the sake of illustration, I will use the 1, 3 to 4. Okay, first, third finger, second, fourth, but we won't play it one note at a time, but two notes at a time. So each time we play a note, we play it twice. Okay, alternate pick. Okay, 2 strokes, don't go faster, not sometimes 3 strokes, sometimes 4, sometimes 1. Just be precise. Okay, fingers totally relaxed and hovering above the frets, not flying fingers. Okay, and when it's time to descend, you descend in the same fashion, not 4, 2, 3, 1, but the same shape, 1, 3 to 4. Okay, so after you pick a finger combination and go up and down, you will do the same thing with the scale shape. Before you do that, you play using double picking the octaves. Okay, in this region here, the octaves are in the 10th fret of the low string, in the 7th fret of the G string, and in the 10th fret of the high E string. Okay, after you play that, you start playing your scale shape, but not just up and down, but in sequences. Just as you did with the finger combination, just pick a sequence you know. One of the most common sequences is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So, okay, you play the first 4, the second, okay, going descending, we won't use the same, we change it again, we will use groups of 3, or it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be groups of 3, okay, but just a different sequence. Okay, as you can see, groups of 4 going down the opposite, groups of 3. So, Until now, we played our finger buster going up and down. We played a different sequence going up, different sequence going down. After we do that, we play at the same region the arpeggio shape that lies inside this major scale. And as you can see, we will still play it double picking, double noting. 2 notes, 2 pick strokes at each note. Okay, and last, we strum the major scale shape that lies inside this region. As you can see, we are doing all these things to connect the knowledge we have about this shape, about this region of the neck. Okay, we want to do all our major stuff here. Okay, so apart from being a very good alternate picking workout, it's very good to keep you on your toes knowledge-wise, because you have to know the shape, you have to know the arpeggio shape, you have to know the chord shape. Okay, and when you move to the next shape, you will do the same things, but use different patterns, always mixing it up. That's the secret. So that's the first shape, the second shape of the CAGED system, and so on. So in this shape, we will use another finger buster, another ascending shape, another descending, another shape for the arpeggio, okay, and another shape for the chord. So let's do this shape also. Before we use the 1, 3 to 4, here let's say we will use the 1, 2, 4, 3. But always double picking. Okay, precision above all. You don't have to rush it. Be sure you are getting 2 pick strokes. Okay, so after that finger buster here, next is the major shape. This time we won't play groups of 4. Last time, for example, let's change it again and we play thirds. Okay, so we play the first note, skip the second, play the third, play the second, skip the third, play the fourth. So 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, groups, not groups of 3, but thirds. If you don't know these sequences, go back and review my lessons about them. Okay, so for example, going up in groups of third. In descending, we don't have to use the same pattern, but let's say we use the 3-2, groups of 5. Sorry. Okay, three notes up, 2 down. And it's good to always finish on the root. Okay, so you really have to get used to hear the sound of the scale in your head. Okay, so you always start and finish on the root note. In this particular case, it's D. So we played a finger buster up and down. We play an ascending shape up, descending down, and now we want to play, of course, the arpeggio of this particular shape. Okay, so this time is double picking. Okay, no sweep picking, not like that, always down up, down up, down up. Okay, as we said before, double picking helps us, because if we play 2 times each note, we always lead to the next string by a downstroke. It's very easy for us to practice our alternate picking. Of course, you can make things a lot harder by using double picking again, but this time starting with an upstroke. So instead of going with a downstroke, do that with an upstroke. Okay, you will feel totally different, and you will exercise all your inside and outside picking motions. So let's put them all together. Let's play them non-stop in order for you to see what we're done here. So first, the first shape, finger buster, 1, 3 to 4. Back again. The first sequence, groups of 4. Going down, descending, groups of 3. Sorry, groups of 3, I play groups of 4. Okay, I wanted to finish on the D, which is here, don't forget that. Next thing, the arpeggio. Using double picking. And then strum the chord 1 time. Next shape, same deal, another finger buster, okay? Not 1, 3 to 4, 1, 2, 4, 3. But double picking. Going up, same deal. Now it's time for the sequence for the particular shape. Let's say, as we said before, thirds. And going back, fives, 3, 3, 2. Sorry. Always on the D. Next, since we play ascending one pattern, descending another, double pick the arpeggio of the shape. And as you can imagine, you can mix and embellish all these exercises by adding more stuff to it. Okay, so for example, we played here in the second shape, we played a major arpeggio. Yes, a major arpeggio. But maybe, for example, since in the first shape we played a major, in the second we may wanted to play a dominant 7th arpeggio. Okay, doesn't really matter, you have to know these things. So, and then the flat 7. Still double picking. As you can see, you can make this exercise very versatile and never get stuck on one pattern, because, for example, many people play the shapes of the CAGED system up and down without using any patterns, just straight up and down, or using just groups of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, things like that, and won't do thirds, won't do double picking, won't do finger buster exercises, won't do arpeggios. As you can see, you can exercise all of these things just by one exercise. So, in that order, you will do the rest, the remaining shapes of the CAGED system, or it doesn't have to be the CAGED system, okay? I'm just using all this stuff by utilizing the 5 shapes of the CAGED system. You may want to use 3 notes per string scales, whatever. Okay, so let's recap. First, you play the finger busters in the area that you practice, but double picking. And then you play the scales ascending by using one pattern, descending using another. Then you play the arpeggio. Then you move to the next shape and do that all over again with different patterns, different shapes, okay? But I think you get the main point. The main point is to learn as many things as you can from your practice, but still practicing technique, because all this time you were practicing alternate picking, okay? This goes without saying that if you wanted to practice another picking technique, for example, economy, you can use the same exercise instead of, but the real difference is that you will use economy only when you play the scale shape patterns, because when you double pick, you can't help it. It's down, up, down, up, down, up all the time. The picking leads itself to strict alternation. So take all this into consideration, and when it's time to practice your shape, to practice your technique, to learn your arpeggio shapes, to learn your chord shapes, all those things you can play it in that kind of fashion, using double picking, using patterns, and you will see that not only your technique will get better, but also your scale, chord and arpeggio knowledge. So give it a go and tell me how it goes. Take care.